Hello, Hotties. I'm Positive Noodles. I am not X Flamingo, but welcome to Hot X Nudes. This is usually where we talk about hot takes on nerdy topics, read Reddit stories, and do our weekly FMKs. But this week, X Flamingo is traveling. So while we weren't able to meet up to be able to record, we didn't want to leave you hanging like we did for 3 weeks last time. So I'm here to not do our regular routine, but to give you guys some Reddit stories because we all love some Reddit stories. So I wanted to just jump right into it, like Philip DeFranco would say, and we're gonna read some Reddit stories for you guys. I have 2 for you this week, and then we will come back and talk like we usually do for a routine, hopefully next week, if traveling all goes well. So, this one is about board games. Am I the asshole for not making board game nights in my store child-free? I, 35 male, own a game store and hold board game / D&D nights 3 times a week. I have a few tables set up in the back so people can come in and play games, along with a small kitchen, really just a fridge, microwave, sink, and cupboard, so people can have some snacks and drinks while playing. One of the regular groups have been playing D&D in my store on a weekly basis for the past 3 years, and I've sometimes joined them as a guest player, and it's always been great fun. About a year ago, they had to find a new DM because their usual DM didn't have time to dedicate to preparing campaigns anymore. While they were looking, they came in weekly and just played regular board games instead. Now, a few months ago, this 10-year-old girl, let's call her Emma for convenience, showed up with her mother at one of the game nights. According to her mother, Emma has been spending months making all kinds of material for playing D&D, but didn't know anyone who would play with her. So her mother wondered if it was okay for her to ask at the store if anybody would be willing to play. The regular group was more than welcome to join in for a session, and it ended up going so well, they asked Emma to DM for them regularly if she wanted to. Fast forward to now, and Emma is DMing 2 days a week, one time for the regular group and one time for one-off sessions for people to jump in if they want. I swear this girl is a genius. She has memorized the entire player handbook and monster guide and made a fully homebrewed campaign that's genuinely fun and exciting, though sometimes also surprisingly dark. Now, for the problem. A few other people have started complaining about there being a child on game nights, saying the reason they're playing here is because they have children at home. Now that Emma is coming to the game nights, they feel they can't play games as they usually do because they keep having to think about whether their language or jokes are inappropriate for the presence of a child. I told them I never said anything about providing a child-free space, so I won't be banning Emma from coming, so I'm sorry if they don't like it. But they're welcome to plan their nights on days where Emma isn't there or find a different place to play. I did tell Emma's mother that Emma is only allowed to be there as long as one of her parents is present. Not going to take any risks. Am I the asshole for not banning children from game nights and telling people to basically suck it up? Now, I won't go too much into like the banter that Flo and I usually have, but I just want to say I do not think that they're the asshole. Reddit did not think they're the asshole. Feel free to read the comments. We always put the Reddit stories in the show notes, and we will this week as well. And I think this is so cute. First of all, I'm a bad DM and I am 29. So a good DM being a 10-year-old girl, I love that. And this was never a 21 plus game night type advertisement. So I think that this person is totally justified for saying they're not banning them. They're putting a safeguard saying that Emma has to have a parent present. And I think this is really good. Nobody's upset. And I understand people are like, shoot, I need to like make sure my language and jokes are appropriate if I'm out where there's children. But you know what? Like, also maybe ask the parent, like, I sometimes swear. I just want to apologize in advance if I swear too loud and she hears. That's what I would do. I would probably go up to the parent being like, hey, sometimes when I get heated in a game, I swear I will try to not do that, but if it does come out, I want to apologize in advance. And honestly, if a parent is letting their child DM, they probably aren't going to care if they hear the word fuck once in a while. So, yeah, that is one of the Reddit stories that I thought I would read because I think it's so cute that there's a 10-year-old DM that was like excited, a mom that was trying to make sure that her child could like explore their nerdiness, even though it's not really like a child game in a sense, like a game that most young people play, or youth. So that was the little Reddit story I have there for board games. I definitely want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the YouTube comments as well as in the Instagram comments. But we are moving on to our next Reddit story. A little short one again. Am I the asshole for calling my coworker a hypocrite for naming her baby a nerdy name? I, 32 female, am pregnant with a baby girl. My husband and I haven't locked down a name we like until she's born. We're leaning towards Minerva. My husband is a mythology buff. I like Harry Potter, and we first met and bonded over our shared love of Adventure Time. It's a win-win-win. Again, we haven't fully decided on the name, but Minerva is a current front runner. Well, my coworker and I were talking about upcoming maternity leave when it got to names. I said we haven't decided, but like Minerva. It should be noted that it is well-known fact in my office that I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Well, there is this coworker of mine named Gwen, 23 female. Gwen started interrupting me and telling me that I shouldn't force my fandom on my baby by giving her a Harry Potter name. I get what she means, but then I said, okay, but your daughter, you named your daughter after Harley Quinn, right? Isn't that the same thing? Gwen is a big comics girl and often compares her and her boyfriend to Harley Quinn and the Joker. I don't know what she's like at home, but naming your baby after a comic character is no better than if it's from another fandom. Gwen stormed off and has been giving me the cold shoulder since. While everybody else agrees that she had no right to criticize my name since it's not her baby, I shouldn't have embarrassed her in front of everyone else. I say different. If you name your baby after a fictional character, then you shouldn't criticize others for doing the same, even if you hate the other fandom. I brought this up later to other family. Everybody is split on the matter, with my own brother saying that Gwen is right and I shouldn't force my fandom on my daughter. Things are starting to repeat itself when I reminded him that he named his own son Ben, like Ben Kenobi, and took him to Galaxy's Edge for his first birthday. Am I the asshole? So I thought this was interesting because people are naming their kids after things that they love, you know? And I think Minerva is, while it's a little bit different of a name, it still like seems like a kind of a regular name to me in a sense. It's definitely more like, I don't want to say like eccentric, but like definitely more out there than like Ben. But it's very much like, I think that these people have no reason to criticize her. I personally love the name Logan. I also am a huge Wolverine fan. So, like, yeah, there's origins there. So, I probably would dress up my baby boy Logan, if I had a kid and named it Logan, as Wolverine once. But I'm not going to force them to like it. And I don't think this person is forcing them to like Harry Potter either when this baby is born. It's just naming it after a name that they think is beautiful and they think it has a lot of meaning to them. So I don't think this person is the asshole at all. They weren't rated the asshole. Again, feel free to read the comments in the Reddit post. They'll be in the show notes. But hot take here. I guess you guys are getting a quick hot take, and it's funny because I was literally talking about this before I recorded with my husband. Harley Quinn and Joker weren't supposed to be like a love icon. They were supposed to be a representation of a toxic relationship and an abusive relationship. So don't compare your boyfriend and you to Harley Quinn and Joker. I think that's a stupid way to, like, that is not what the intentions were. It was supposed to show a bad relationship. So, yeah, I very much think that was stupid, but I'm not going to criticize her on naming her child Harley or Harley Quinn. The same thing with Ben Kenobi and bringing Galaxy's Edge. I know those, again, are more like Harley is a common name. Ben is a common name. Same thing with, like, my Logan thing. I also feel like, again, no shame to anybody who has, but it's not like they're naming her Khaleesi, like a name that feels too out of the ordinary. Again, Minerva is not one that you're going to find often, but I feel like it's Marissa. Like it's very similar to normal naming conventions. So, again, I think it's funny that the people that are criticizing are the people that have named it after different fandoms. But I do understand where some people are like, you didn't have to embarrass them. But I think them saying, okay, but you named your daughter after Harley Quinn, right? Isn't that the same thing? I don't think that's, yeah, it might have embarrassed them, but I don't think that's too out of the norm to say, or too mean to say. If you're going to criticize somebody, you're going to get some feedback back. And that was probably the nicest way they could say it. I'd probably be like, fuck off, but I wouldn't. But that is our Reddit stories. I will say the top comment is not the asshole. She embarrassed herself. Harley Quinn and the Joker are hardly relationship goals. And I definitely agree with that. And again, hot take, I think it's stupid when it's like Harley Quinn to my Joker, and I'm like, you're really talking about an abusive relationship that's not even in the comics anymore. But I will end the hot takes there. It doesn't feel right without flow. So we will see you guys next week, hopefully, for our regularly scheduled content. We hope that this helped a little bit holding over until next week. We love you guys. We hope you enjoyed the Reddit stories. We love you. Make sure to check out our Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Definitely check out our Instagram. That's where we post a bunch of content, as well as just like photo dumps of coffee, food, the pets, the streaming pets, the pod pets. So definitely check that out. Also, make sure to check out our TikTok, where we'll be posting different content on that as well. So we love you. It feels weird saying this by myself. Check our Instagram out. It's HotXNudesPod, HOTXNOODSPOD. We love you guys. We'll see you guys around the internet soon, and see you next Tuesday.